everybody. In this video, we will discuss about Windows and Linux forensics. After watching this video, you will be able to discuss about Windows forensic analysis and the important factors of Linux forensics. Students should also keep their eyes open to other experiences and other knowledge. Sometimes the oddest bit of knowledge brings evidence into context and it can be applied to help solve a case. Frank Thomas, forensic crime investigator, said that. Now let us look at the introduction to Windows and Linux forensics. Computer forensics involves obtaining and analyzing digital information for use as evidence in civil, criminal, or administrative cases. Now let us know what is Windows forensics in detail. Microsoft Windows is most widely used operating system in the IT world. It is one of the easiest operating systems that comes with a good graphical user interface, features that are user-friendly. For Windows forensics, it is necessary to have good knowledge of the Windows file system like the FAT and the NTFS, etc. A good understanding of various Windows artifacts, good understanding of various applications and its functioning. Hands-on experiences of various tools and techniques is also advisable. And in Windows forensic analysis, a focus on the Windows file system where the evidence is generally stored. While analyzing the file system, we should understand how to retrieve these messages from the file system. To know how to retrieve these, let us first begin with the structure of the file system in Windows and followed by recovering deleted files and window artifacts. Let us understand what a Windows file system is. A digital data is categorized as per the file system. A file system is an independent file structure. Windows file system uses a predefined naming conventions for naming the files of the system. It includes the maximum number of characters, including the type of characters in a name, the length of the file name, etc. Let us look at the various file systems. The first file system is the FAT file system. File allocation table, commonly known as the FAT file system, is a general-purpose file system and is compatible with most of the operating system and smaller devices. There are three different versions of the FAT: FAT12, FAT16 and FAT32. This table shows us the comparison between the FAT16, FAT32 and XFAT. The second file system is the NTFS file system. After Windows XP, New Technology File System, that is NTFS, is a modern file system that has become the default file system for most of the Windows-based operating systems. It uses cluster of bases of disk allocation that in turn contains one or more sectors. NTFS has the following properties: max partition size 16 EB, max file size up to partition size, requires fragmentation, supports file compression, and now let us learn the concept of recovering deleted files. We come across situations where we have to recover the deleted files from the system. When a file is deleted from a system, it does not mean that the file's content is deleted from a file system. It simply means that the file has been moved to the recycle bin and the file location is marked as free and the file sector are to be added as free pool of resources to be allocated to the other new files. The file content remains available in the sector until the said sector of the drive is reallocated to a new file and some new file content are written into it. Let us look at the procedures to recover the delete files from the system. These are as follows. Step 1. Recover deleted files from the recycle bin. Step 2. Use data recovery software to recover the deleted files. The next concept that we are going to study is Windows artifacts. Windows artifacts are crucial to forensic investigations cases. Windows by default collects and stores various artifacts related to user activity, internet activity, logon events, and various application-related activities. During file operation, Windows system creates various related artifacts that include but not limited to Windows file system attributes, Windows registry, Windows event log, prefetch or superfetch files, shortcut and link files. Now that we have learned Windows forensics, let us move on to the next important topic of Linux forensics. And the first topic in Linux forensics is the Linux file system. In Linux operating system, everything is treated as a file. It uses ext file system most of the time. Ext file system comes in different versions 2 or 3 or 4. At the time of installation of the OS, you need to select the ext file system version. The ext file system was created for the Linux kernel, and the current version is ext4. It contains following properties: support of 1 EIB of each volume, max file size 16 TB. The most current version, ext4, is backward compatible with ext2 and 3. Now let us understand the concept of Linux analysis. There are numerous ways in Linux to dissect the information. In the way of getting one of the information including shrouded information, next tried is to break down the information. Various Linux analysis methods are used as follows: quick hits, hidden files, file integrity verification, file activity timeline, hash databases. Let us have a quick recap on what we have discussed. In this video, we have learned that file systems used by Windows OS are DOS, FAT16, 32 or XFAT, NTFS, etc. And file systems are used by Linux OS are ext2, 3, 4, 5, etc. All the OS have file system structures to store and retrieve files from the storage drive. Linux uses ext file system most of the time. Ext file systems comes in different versions such as version 2, 3 or 4.